Welcome, guys, to another episode of the Casual Expert Show. I am your host, Zaid Hussain Jamro, and with me is my co host, Gulrez Iqbal. So, Gulrez, introduce the topic today.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's episode. So, the topic that we're discussing today is the meaning of life. As with it is in line with almost every other episode that we have done on this show up till now. So, we thought let's do this in this episode. So, Zahid, asking you a very fundamental question as it is related to the topic. What is the meaning of life according to you? Or what is your meaning of life? What do you think?
My meaning of life revolves around like enjoying our life and living a happy and fulfilled life rather than going uh, ending up our lives without having much to explore or uh, not enjoying much and doing a lot of work is something that I like think this is not the purpose of our life.
You speak about happiness, right? What is happiness according to you? What brings you joy?
Joy, having good time brings me joy, and my good time is mostly whenever I'm laughing or having fun, like casual talking to anyone or playing cricket or any sports or watching anything, like little minute things in life brings joy in me.
So you want to pursue happiness as meaning. That what you mean?
Yeah.
Right. So according to you, happiness, chasing happiness is something that brings you meaning in life, right? Okay. So do you think that is a sustainable meaning to have? Like, can you be happy all the time?
Yeah, we cannot be happy all the time, but we can pursue happiness all the time.
Right. That is a casual expert's answer, I believe. So, all right. Well, if I share my perspective, I believe meaning in life is something which should be beyond happiness, because happiness remains a pursuit which will come to you time to time, and it is all at like mostly it is um, something that comes to you after you have achieved something, or usually people associate happiness with goals, right? So unless you have achieved a certain goal, only then you will be happy. That can be. Otherwise, yes, when you are, with your friends, having a good time, or being around family, uh, that can count as happiness as well. But to me, meaning of life is something more deeper than that. It is something which I believe revolves around having responsibility. Because if you have responsibility in your life, if you pursue responsibility as a goal, as a target, then that will always keep you in a noble pursuit. For example, if you are um, willing to take personal responsibility, that starts from having the aim to improve your own life on a very personal level, on a very basic level. That is something about looking after your health, organizing your environment, and then making sure that you have a proper routine that makes you a valuable human being in the society. And being a valuable human being can also ensure that you are in a position to contribute positively to the society overall. So if that is an aim from a starting point, I guess, I think so, and I believe so, that it will put you to be of service to not only yourself but to the world around you. And you will always find yourself in a pursuit that is merely just about that is more than just surviving in this world. So that is my understanding of meaning of life. although it's very difficult, it's not easy. Adopting responsibility, pursuing it, finding your purpose is something which is difficult. But again, finding purpose, finding meaning starts from adopting responsibility, as far as I'm concerned.
So this your meaning of life is taking responsibility for yourself and for people you are responsible of. This can be a path towards like completing your life. Like responsibility gives you a direction, and it enables you to finish your life at the end by doing something or like keeping yourself busy. But what about not enjoying yourself while doing your responsibility and achieving a complete life, and at the end when you are like leaving the world, what do what will you miss the most doing in your life after death? There are some regrets left when your life ends at the end. I think by pursuing happiness, those regrets can be lowered down, and I think you can think that I have lived a fulfilling life.
I think pursuing only happiness will put you in a position that you will always feel shallow. You will always feel chasing something that is very momentary, because happiness cannot be sustained forever. If you pursue something more deeper than that, like if you, I'm sure you will know the feeling when you, for example, if you have to study for a day, right? You know that today is my target to complete a chapter, right? Understand it, memorize it, whatever your goal is. And if you're able to do that, that gives you real fulfillment. Like you will feel like you have achieved something. Although you will be doing hard work during that, it won't necessarily be something that is associated to happiness. It can be a painful process. Similarly, when you go to gym, you grind yourself physically, you go through pain, but the process is difficult. But at the end of the day, when you are done exercising, you actually feel good. Similarly, I think the pursuit of one's life should be much more deeper than just pursuing momentary happiness, because happiness will come your way when you are pursuing a meaningful life. That is almost certain, I guess. And even if it doesn't, you will be satisfied by the efforts you put in to make your life personally better and others too. Because when you see that you are making an impact um, that is just beyond your own life in other people's lives, and you receive the reaction of their happiness, that will absolutely translate into your own happiness. So that is what I'm only trying to say. It's not that I don't want happiness in my life. I'm just saying that I want something more deeper than that, because if I um, direct my mind only to achieve happiness as a goal, according to me that is a very shallow goal to have, very shallow pursuit that doesn't satisfy me mentally.
Again, there is like different things bring the happiness differently to different people. Like for you, taking responsibility and making your family or friends happy is like something fulfilling for you. At the end, the thing comes that you are also looking for happiness, because if you fulfill your responsibility, it brings you happiness. So in that case, everyone is looking for happiness through different channels, like taking responsibility or doing some charity work or like saving lives, but it all together brings them happiness. That's why they are doing that.
I think what I'm trying to say is that has more to do with contentment rather than happiness. Contentment is something which is more established in the long term. Like, for example, you can have problems in your life in a certain phase you're going through when you are pursuing a deeper goal than just happiness. But there is deep down in your heart, there is a feeling that you have oriented your life in a proper way, and you are not dissatisfied about the fact that you are going directionless in life. So that is more established in contentment. Whereas happiness can be there, but at the same time, you will not know that what is the direction of your life that you are pursuing. Randomly pursuing happiness, sorry, randomly pursuing happiness can be a consequence of anything that you do, right? But that doesn't mean that you will be properly oriented in life during that pursuit of happiness. So what I'm trying to say is that meaning can bring you contentment, which brings you direction in life, but that is not a promise with happiness. I'm trying to make this bifurcation because I think people attribute to happiness in a very casual manner, right? Happiness is not something which is long term, according to me. It is short lived. That is my point.
Yeah, but happiness is something that is like short lived. Yeah, true. Happiness cannot last for long time, but like responsibility at times can, if you are not able to take responsibility, it can take you to a negative side of your life. Like you feel, yeah, you have failed yourself, and again it will lead to like negative thoughts about yourself, that I'm not enough to do my achieve my goals. And you talked about like attaining certain goals in life that cannot that is purpose of life, and at the end you fulfill your responsibilities. But I think that is sometimes like getting too harsh on yourself, because a person cannot achieve all the goals in his life uh, at 100% a success rate. There should be a margin of failure, and if there is a margin, if there is some sort of failure, it does not mean that your meaning of life is like ended, or you are not enough to, like you are not good enough to like pursue your certain goals. Or like failures can alter your sense of responsibility at times. Like this is the reason, like I'm not against taking responsibility, you should be responsible enough, but you don't have to take it too hardly on yourself. There are many times that many people fail.
I think that if you believe that life is easy, my friend, that is a false direction to have. It is inherently difficult in any way that you lead it, and you know it. Yeah. It is a difficult path, but the thing is that so there are two things. It's when you first listen to this, it is hard to digest, but if you reflect about it, I think you'll understand it. There should always be You should always be one step, at least one step behind the pursuits you have in life. If you achieve everything, then there is nothing to pursue, and then there is nothing where you can die. Like for example, if you were to die today, and mentally you are in a position that you have achieved everything in life, right? Then that at that moment you will just want that your life should end because you have nothing meaningful to pursue. That is a more dangerous situation, according to me, than to die in a position when you have pursuits in your heart. Like that is what I mean when I say that you should be one step behind the pursuits you have in your life, right? Because um, there's this famous movie called named The Life of David Gale. In that movie, there is um, a dialogue in which the protagonist is actually talking about a philosopher, his ideas. And the idea is that it is not the it that you want, it is the pursuit of it that you want, right? So whenever you are in a position that you have achieved everything, right, that pursuit is nullified, because then you have nothing meaningful to pursue. So if you think that bearing responsibility becomes harsh on yourself, maybe it does. But that is something which is a challenge of this life. You cannot expect to live an easy life and find contentment. Contentment is beyond pain, right? It is something which you achieve as a consequence of bearing and successfully overcoming pain. So I believe in that thing. I want, when I think about that, that is the direction of life that I want to pursue. That, even that thought gives me contentment. Like it satisfies me from, it satisfies me as a person that I know which direction to choose in my life. So I, as an individual, as a thinking individual, cannot survive if I give up on this idea that I want to have a life that is, no matter how difficult, but is full of meaning, and that meaning is has a foundation in responsibility.
So the moral of the story is that everyone has a different meaning of life, and it is their way to pursue it, how they overcome that, and how they are able to achieve that. So, guys, tell us what is your meaning of your life, in comments, and tell us what are you pursuing right now. Grace is going after responsibility, and I am going after happiness. So wish us that we are able to achieve that, and please share and subscribe our channel and support our channel, and that's about it. Okay.
Bye bye, guys.